my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara, and today we're going to be looking at Scorpios. Why the obsession? So we're excited to get into this video. This video will resonate with you if you have Scorpio energy, a Scorpio stellium, 8th house energy, if you're Plutonian, Pluto dominant. Even if you have one Scorpio placement, this video might resonate with you as well. Let's say you have Pluto in the first house, boom, it might resonate. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Scorpionic energy. First of all, Scorpios can become very obsessive, so you yourselves can become very obsessive. You guys can have an obsession, whatever it is, you guys kind of find something to focus the energy on. Most of the time I find when the energy is underdeveloped, it's going to be on another person, on a relationship, these types of things. But you guys can really use this energy to manifest if you redirect your focus. That's the whole thing here. That super intense fixated energy that you guys do tend to have, if you focus it in a very positive direction, let's say it's your goals, it's your ambitions, all these types of things, like honestly, you guys are going to be manifesting left, right, and center. Now, I do have several videos on the Scorpionic energy and the 8th house energy. You guys can check it out. I do have a playlist now for Scorpio and the 8th house, so definitely check out those videos to learn even more about how the manifestation works. So in this video, I do want to talk about not just how you guys become obsessed, but how people become obsessed with you, because this is the whole thing. People who do have a lot of Scorpionic energy, again, 8th house, anything in this world, even that one placement, you guys can have people become very obsessed with you. Now, with the Scorpionic energy, it's kind of like when it's in the lower versions and it's in the underdeveloped versions, you guys can definitely be very manipulative, obsessive yourselves. And it's so funny because it's like sometimes this energy can be like very much in the shadow side, where it's because you're so focused on someone, and because you guys are focused on them, you're actually affecting their energetic field, and in one way, shape, or form, you're basically manifesting this person towards you. And it's, again, it's unintentional, but then the question is this person actually meant for you, or is this just an idea that you guys have of this person? I mean, I'm going to leave that up to you guys to answer, but that's really what happens with that manifestation energy. Same thing, vice versa. Let's say someone's super obsessed with you guys, or anybody in general. Like, let's say someone's just thinking about you guys all the time, and this is going to resonate for anybody. I don't know if maybe non-Scorpio people are tuning into this video, but it's like anytime anyone is fixated on a person, let's say they're thinking about them a lot, the other person is eventually going to pick up on it if they're just a little bit more in tune. If you guys become very in tune with this energy, that Scorpio 8th house, like psychic gifts and abilities that you guys have, you're going to be able to pick up on the astral plane who's thinking of you, maybe even what they're thinking of you, depends at what level of your journey you're on, but that's kind of the energy here. So it's like, the question always comes down to is this affecting the other person's free will? Well, what I will say to you guys is this is just my own opinion, my own observations. You guys can take it if it resonates and leave it behind if it doesn't. It depends on the intention, is really what that is. There's certain things in the world of manifestation, unfortunately, that can't be discussed too much yet, just because of the fact that where the collective is at, they're not healed enough, unfortunately, to use this in a positive sense. So certain things, I guess you guys are gonna have to read between the lines, but that's kind of the energy here. So if it's used in the negative sense, where you guys are doing this on purpose to manifest a person towards you, let's say you guys are doing love spells, let's say you guys are sitting down and you're like, I'm gonna light this candle and that candle so Bob can come back into my life, so Bob can get back together with me. If you're directing the energy on a person and you have that intention there, you are affecting that person's free will. You're energetically affecting them, because we're all telepathic. Keep this in mind. This is why a lot of the time love spells in general don't work. Let's say someone's doing it on you, or you know someone doing it on another person. They don't work. They're only going to work for a short period of time until that spell wears off. Unfortunately, sometimes people who are maybe like a little bit more advanced or whatever it is, they keep doing whatever spell that they're doing, but you're actually incurring negative karma when you are deliberately and intentionally doing a spell toward another person. Now, I'm not saying you guys are doing this. I'm kind of just giving you guys the idea of how the energy and manifestation works. So it really depends on the intention. Sometimes people don't know. That's why I'm bringing it to your guys' awareness, that people do these things, like that hyper obsession and obsessive energy can be interacting with another person's field, and it can be affecting their free will without you realizing. The thing is, when it's unintentional, it's not like you're going to incur negative karma in this sense. We don't want to be fear-based. This is why it's unfortunate, because some things can't be discussed, because we're still very much in a polarity where it's like people automatically go into the fear, and they're going to be very fear-based and then allow these things to control their life. But it really depends on your frequency and where you guys are at. Always tune into the heart space. The truth is always going to resonate in the heart space. If someone's taking your power away from you, it's going to hit you in the solar plexus, because they're taking your power away from you, and then you're going to go into fear. This is how you guys can always learn that discernment energy. It's really all about getting in tune with your own emotions, and whatever is resonating, like when something is truth, it's resonating in the heart space. When something is being pumped out at you, and it's like a, you know, that type of energy that just gets people into fight or flight mode, like it affects your nervous system, things like, oh, buy this product now, like urgency and this type of vibes. This, again, is being hidden and disguised as truth. I'm sure some of you guys are gonna get what I mean, and some of you guys might not even have any idea what I'm talking about, but it's okay. The seed is planted for a later time. So that's kind of what's going on with this energy here. So I'm kind of giving you guys energetic background as to some things that might be happening and even within your body. So it's like, this is what might be happening with the Scorpionic energy. They hyperfixate. And again, because of the way the world is structured, most of the time it's going to be on a person. And you want to take that energy, not fixate on that person, and find something positive to fixate that energy on. There's a lot of things going on with the Scorpionic energy in terms of healing and energy work and all these sorts of things. I'm not going to touch on that in this video. I have several other videos you guys can check out if you want to learn even more about integrating your shadows and all these sorts of things. But that's really the main thing here that I kind of want to get across. It's like, if you guys take that energy where you're obsessing on another person and you put it on something positive and a goal, and most of the time is going to be money with the Scorpionic energy. You guys love that money, money. So if you guys focus on this and you guys focus on something positive and your goals, and it's like you're doing it for yourself, it's like feeding you, right? It's feeding that energy. So now, knowing all of this, how does this affect you guys? Well, the thing is, because it's already in your energetic field, this hyper obsessive energy, you guys can inadvertently create obsessions for other people, not even by doing anything. You might not even know the person. It's just your vibe. You know what I mean? It's like, because you guys carry that energy within you, you can actually bring that energy out of other people as well. That's why a lot of the time you'll notice people who have Scorpio placements, even Scorpio rising, like people are going to be so loyal to these people. It's like, because we're all sentient and a lot of people aren't aware, unfortunately, but like people who are unaware, it's like subconsciously they're picking up on this energy in your energy field that you like crave loyalty, and that loyalty is really important to you. So they become super loyal to you. You'll notice, like, let's say people who have Scorpio in the 11th house, like their fans or their audience or whoever they're dealing with, like these people are going to like literally fight for the person, because it's like Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and it's ruled by Mars. So it's like that fighting energy comes through in the Mars energy, and the Plutonian energy is like your subconscious. So it's like, for whatever reason, sometimes Scorpio people can make other people feel seen and understood. That's why it's on such a huge extreme. It's either like people love you or they hate you. That's kind of like the energy here. It's like you either trigger people in the hating you type of energy, and honestly, I don't like to use the word hate, but let's just say you repel people away from you. Let's just say that's what it is. And that's really that Scorpionic energy, because it's like you have a lot of wisdom, you have a lot of things that you know, and it's like you exude this confidence to you, and it's just like a lot of sexual energy in the sense where it's like you're magnetic. That's what I mean by the sexual energy when I talk about Scorpio. I'm not talking about just like going around and sleeping with people. It's an energy that you guys have within you. It's magnetic. It's that Plutonian energy. So for this reason, you guys either bring out people's shadows, things that they're not aware of, or just like unconscious behaviors that they might have. So that's kind of how you guys can create this obsession, that why people become obsessed with you is for this reason. And sometimes it's like these people want to be you. This is really what that is, because again, it's like, it's that intuitive muscle. And I think at the end of the day on the earth plane, like the intuitive muscle is so strong and people are like starved for it. That's my theory, at least. So because you guys have that inner knowing and you have that intuitive muscle that's like really strong, it's appealing to other people and it's attractive to other people, because it's like, to other people, you guys might come off and be like, how does that person know everything? You know, and people just might feel like you know everything, or you're just confident, or you guys might be out, you might catch people just like staring at you all the time. Like honestly, you guys, you got to do a lot of cleansing, a lot of detoxes, a lot of being very careful with what you say. And this is why Scorpionic energy is a lot of the time very careful with what they tell people. It's not that they're secret, they are private. That's the whole thing here, because they know how energy works. They know how energy can affect things. Maybe they're projects that are like premature, or relationships that are premature. Honestly, like let's say you guys are interested in someone and dating someone, and like maybe you guys are all in a friend group together. The worst thing a Scorpio can do is tell any person in that group, and they won't. You'll never know, because they know that other people's energy is energetic. Energy can affect that relationship and can affect that situation, especially when it's something that's not come into full fruition yet. It can really, really get affected. This is kind of how energy works, because it's like people put their energy into that. And it's like, again, it's going to be unconscious. Sometimes I feel like other people feel abandoned. It triggers the abandonment wound in the other person. It triggers them into scarcity, and then they just like think something and it affects things. So, you know, Scorpionic energy through time, as they become more developed, they're going to realize these things. They're going to realize these truths. They're going to be very weary, okay, of what they say to who, and they're going to wait until certain things come into fruition. And it depends where you have Scorpio in your natal chart, because let's say you have Scorpio and Venus, like these people can be very private about their friendships, their relationships, their loved ones, like all these sorts of things, because they know, again, that people's energy can affect things. And especially in the world and the times that we're living in, everything is accessible. We're going into a time where it's like very boundaryless, and the boundaries are blurred, and there isn't really privacy like there used to be. Like people are posting things willingly, is really what that is. They're willingly posting things online, but it's unconscious, because these people don't realize how this can affect their energetic field, their relationships, their dynamics, all these sorts of things. It's something that you do learn over time when you're a Scorpionic person. So this is really what it is. It's not something you guys are doing on purpose. You guys aren't doing this. It's just, again, people are just attracted to your energy. It can create an obsessive energy, because again, it's kind of like you guys have that energy within you. And for those of you who do have it within you, you got to find a way to channel that energy into something positive, because most of the time, well, it really depends, but most of the time if you're super obsessed on someone and like you're super hyper focused on that person, you're actually repelling them energetically away from you. Sometimes you can manifest them through, but again, it's kind of like it's affecting the fields. You know what I mean? I find that Scorpionic energy sometimes struggles to allow things to unfold the way that they're meant to unfold, to allow things to be, because again, it's that psychic energy, and especially when they're underdeveloped, they're not aware that they have the psychic energy, or that they're intuitive, or they don't really know what to do with it. The same way that you guys can create that energetic impact in person with people, you know, where it's like they either love you or hate you. Same thing with the obsessive energy. It's like you either push the person away if you're super obsessed with them, or you pull them closer to you. But keep in mind, if you're doing this intentionally and it's like not with good intentions, you are energetically affecting that person's free will. So you got to be careful when it comes to energy work. And that's the whole thing here. And same thing like with people who are aware of this, again, if they're in the shadow of Scorpio, sometimes Scorpionic energy can even create like a cult like following, like because it's like very loyal. Like that's the thing, they create such a loyalty from the people that are around them. And even let's say like they're a manager or whoever it is, and they're doing this on purpose because they crave that loyalty. But it's like, again, sometimes you're just like exuding this energy unconsciously. I'm not saying that you're doing this on purpose. I'm not saying that you guys are doing this intentionally. Some people do, because Scorpio is that type of sign. They're intense, they're extreme, and if they know the power that they hold and they want the power and the control and they're in the shadows, they can use this. They can use the energy to manipulate. They're master manipulators, but you just gotta kind of figure out a way to manipulate in a positive sense, you know, to get the outcome you want in certain situations. Maybe get a job that you guys want, or maybe get a career, maybe buy a house or car, whatever it is. Like different people have different aspirations, but you gotta be careful that it's not affecting, you know, the people around you intentionally. I'm going to keep using that word because if it's subconscious and it's just kind of happening without you realizing, I mean, it's not something that you guys are doing on purpose. It's just being exuded through your energy field as that Martian and Plutonian pull. The Martian energy in terms of like the passion and excitement, and the Plutonian energy in terms of like the undercurrents of energy. So Scorpio is an intense sign, absolutely. It's all about figuring out the energy you guys have in your natal chart and basically having this benefit you in the most positive possible sense. You never want it to control you. At the end of the day, it's just awareness. You know, that's really important for all of us to become self-aware. But that's really the energy of why you guys sometimes might attract people who are obsessed with you. Like it can be guys, it can be girls, it can be like whatever gender you guys are into, whether it's romantic or friendships or like whatever it is. You guys are gonna bring out this energy in people. The visual that I'm really seeing is like from Mean Girls. You know how everyone's like obsessed with like Regina George? Like that's the energy. It's like they're just obsessed with her. Like these people just have something in their energy field that creates an obsession, but she's a quote unquote mean girl, right? So she knows of the power she holds. It's actually interesting because there's like that saying where it's like, if you want to know a person's true colors, give them power and see how they act. Because it's like, do they use this for good? Do they use this for evil? Do they use this to manipulate? So that's the whole thing here with the Scorpionic energies. Like they are seeking power and control, right? Because they want to be in control. They want to be the dominant ones and all these sorts of things because it's fixed sign. But it's like, who are you when you do get those things that you want? Are you still going to be the person you are at your core? Or are you going to use this in a shadow sense? And how are you going to get to where you guys are trying to get to? I mean, it's just a rhetorical question, you know? I mean, we do live in a world of duality at the end of the day. But this is the whole thing here as to why maybe unconsciously you guys are pulling that energy out of people without realizing. But the Scorpionic energy, they're very self-aware. It can become very conscious very quickly if you guys catch my drift. So, my dear friends, I'm going to wrap up this quick little video here as to why the Scorpionic energy, 8th house energy, Pluto in the 1st house, Plutonian people energy can create obsessions out of people. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.